wave at me. All right, nobody's waving, which means those in the back can not hear. We just want to make sure that nobody misses any part of this. Stephanie, are we good on sound? All right, we are working on it. And while we were working on it, there we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fall 2018 Ivy Tech Community College Indianapolis Commencement Ceremony. It is our great pleasure to be with all of the graduates and our families this morning on this very important occasion in your lives. Before we start, I'd like to ask you to silence your cell phones and to show respect for the graduates by remaining in the room until all the graduates have walked across the stage. Let's celebrate everybody's achievements today. Joining me today in honoring our graduates are President Sue Ellspermann, Provost Kara Monroe, Terry Anker from our State Board of Trustees, Al White from our Regional Board of Trustees, and members of our Regional Cabinet. The Grand Marshal, all right, is everybody awake now? The Grand Marshal of this morning's processional is Dean Julius Edwards, Dean of our School of Business, Logistics, Supply Chain, and the School of Public and Social Services. So welcome, everybody. All right, graduates, you're here, you're all calm, but you know what? You made it. Are you excited? Graduates, are you excited to be graduating today? Okay, that's a little better. We are so proud of you. No matter the reason for the beginning of your educational journey, you made the decision to become part of the Ivy Tech family, and we are happy to celebrate with you today. You have worked hard for this, and we are here to publicly acclaim and celebrate your achievements and your accomplishments. We appreciate the long hours you've spent in the classroom, at the library, and in labs. Many of you are juggling a job, family, education, and the curveballs that life can throw you just when you least expect it. Maybe you have worked on this degree for many years because you were already in the workforce and could only take courses on a part-time basis, but you made the decision to change your life with education, and you should be commended for that. Many of you have faced life's challenges head-on and persevered through to today, and for that, we applaud you. So graduates, would you please stand if you are the first in your family to attain a college degree? Graduates, would you please stand if you have children or a family to support? Would you please stand if you held a job while attending school? And now, grads, would you please stand if you said, the answer to this one is yes, by the way. If you spent long hours studying, logged in class, libraries, and finally, you may sit down. Finally, to our guests, if you are an Ivy Tech alumni, would you please stand? We are proud of each and every one of you, and we are so glad that you are all here today. Now, we would like to honor one more group. We would like to take a moment to recognize our esteemed faculty and staff for the hours and patience and passion that they put into preparing each and every one of you for today. Faculty, would you please stand? I also have to to point out that around the room, many of the folks in the orange shirts are our professional staff and faculty as well, who are volunteering to help make this day possible. So thank you to all of you for all the work that you have done. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce, one more time for the staff. It is now my pleasure to introduce our president, Dr. Sue Ellspermann.
Thank you, Chancellor Lee, for the opportunity to address Ivy Tech's graduates and their families. Graduates, congratulations. You have done what more than 700,000 Hoosiers have not. They started college, but they did not finish. So congratulations to you.
Yeah.
I know many of you are moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, factory workers, first-generation scholars, and immigrants. Some are first-time college students with wide eyes when you got here. Some of you are older, like me, and you may have come back with a little bit of trepidation. Whatever the path you followed to get here, we are so proud of you. As many of you have told me, and I have seen for myself, we do have the best faculty and staff in the nation, fully committed to your success. So would you join me one more time in thanking our faculty? This is a special time in Indiana history. You know, we are enjoying some of the lowest unemployment that many of us have seen in a generation. Almost every one of you, if you don't already, will have an opportunity for great careers. In fact, there are more than 80,000 open jobs in Indiana right now, which does create some more challenging time for our employers. Our keynote speaker, Stephanie Wells, who represents Indiana's manufacturing sector, knows that as manufacturing is Indiana's largest sector with more jobs per capita than any state in the nation, that makes it especially important. And in fact, Ivy Tech has responded by expanding our programs, increasing student enrollment, and graduates like you in these high-demand areas. And we have taken that across all of Indiana's key industry sectors, as you will see represented today. That is to say, we are all most grateful for your commitment to not only educating yourself, but for gaining the skills and competencies to enter the workforce to fill those great jobs that are keeping Indiana's economy growing and increasing your prosperity, your family's prosperity, and your community. Some of you today will be transferring on to a four-year school to pursue a bachelor's degree or beyond. We are proud of you as well. You have completed the half marathon. As we know from a recent study by Purdue, you, Ivy Tech students, actually do better than their own students. You will persist better and you will graduate on time at higher rates. That's a fact, so I want you to know that you are well prepared for the journey ahead. So I'll leave with my favorite quote. It's Thomas Edison who said, "Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration." I know I'm preaching to the choir when I look out here today. You, more than any other college graduate I know, understand perspiration. Working, going to school, raising a family, helping in your community, all at the same time. So now I want you to know you are also genius. Use what you have learned here at Ivy Tech to do big things with a big heart, make a difference, and help Central Indiana become the best place for anyone to live, work, play, and raise a family. Congratulations, Ivy Tech graduates.
Thank you, Sue, for your remarks. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this morning. Stephanie Wells is the Vice President of Workforce Development and Administration at the Indiana Manufacturers Association. She began at the IMA in October of 2015. Prior to that, Stephanie worked with the Indiana Legislative Service Agency, the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority, and the Governor's Office. totaling more than 15 years in government affairs. Stephanie received her Master's of Public Affairs degree from Indiana University and specializes in workforce development, labor, education, and unemployment compensation issues. Please welcome Stephanie Wells.
Good morning. Chancellor Lee, President Ellspermann, esteemed faculty, proud parents, friends, and supporters, but especially to you, the class of 2018. Congratulations, you made it. It wasn't always easy. Your commitment to higher education is to be lauded. In particular, for those of you who've been putting your nose to the grindstone at school, while at the same time holding down jobs, managing kids, and wrangling all of life's other necessary responsibilities. It sounds like most of you. Well done. Let's be honest, this may have been a rough journey, but worth the challenge, and you should all be congratulated. I, like many of you, was a working parent while going to college, and I look back at my accomplishment of college graduation, given my circumstances at the time, as among one of my greatest achievements. You should as well. In preparing for this address, I decided to do a little research about the history and mission of your particular educational institution. Ivy Tech was originally founded in 1963 as Indiana Vocational Technical College, but since that time has grown to encompass more than just technical and vocational education, although technical and vocational education is critically important in our economy in Indiana. In your student handbook, it states that the mission of Ivy Tech Community College is to prepare Indiana residents to learn, live, and work in a diverse and globally competitive environment by delivering professional, technical, transfer, and lifelong education. That's a pretty big mission. I'm sure all of you know this, although you'd be surprised how many people in Indiana do not. But Ivy Tech is the largest community college system in the entire United States. There are over 45 campuses and 170,000 students served each year. Community colleges are unique to the United States, as they are a statement about our shared commitment to education for all. Community colleges are an investment in communities, but mostly they show society's commitment and investment to you, ambitious and upwardly mobile adults who are looking to obtain an education and to give back to your families and communities. You should be proud and privileged to be part of such a distinguished and egalitarian system, literally unlike anywhere else in the world. Whether you are graduating today with a degree in health sciences, business, information, technology, liberal arts and sciences, culinary arts, hospitality, manufacturing, engineering, or applied sciences, the skills that you learned here today are not only important for your own personal success, but are equally or even more important for the success of our greater economy, community, and the future. If we in Indiana and the United States want to remain a great place to live, work, and thrive, then education is the key to our success. The inimitable Nelson Mandela once stated, "Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world." Thanks to each of you for doing your part to build a better world. As I hope you know, Indiana is a great place to live. With your degree in hand, you are joining the ranks of some of the most elite enterprises, not only in the country, but in the world. Indiana is a global leader in manufacturing, agribusiness, sports, travel, business, and on and on. In ranking after ranking, Indiana is singled out as being a great place to live and work, but we cannot rest on our laurels. It is people like you, our future leaders, who will continue to drive progress and innovation in your chosen profession. Indiana may sometimes be underestimated by those on the coasts, but I assure you that we punch above our weight every single day. Our work ethic and our grit, of which you're a great example, make us unique, and I know you are all primed to do your part. As our economy changes and we move into the digital age of Industry 4.0, professionals with your skills and expertise will be even more in demand. As advanced technologies become more affordable and capable, business owners and thought leaders will need to keep investing in people just like yourselves to stay competitive. This is so significant, not only in how business operates, but how individuals such as yourselves will be of even more critical importance than you are even today. This is a technology revolution, and you are all poised to be leaders as we move through the transition. I know that you will all be successful in helping to lead us into the next chapter of great Indiana success stories. The leadership of Ivy Tech understands, as they should, that the education that you have received here is critical to your success in this global changing economy. A century ago, or even 50 years ago for that matter, here in Indiana, a high school education was sufficient to obtain a reliable job that could support a family and build multi-generational wealth. In the 21st century, the reality is that you must have some sort of college education after high school to get an equivalent job of 50 years ago. And lifelong learning is going to continue to be of critical importance. The more education that you receive, the more opportunities will be available to you. Today we celebrate the first step of many on your journey of lifelong learning and education. So I work for manufacturers throughout the entire state to help them grow their businesses and hopefully to hire talent such as yourselves to grow their businesses. In Indiana, most of my members practice a form of Kaizen, which is a Japanese word for improvement. In business, Kaizen refers to activities that continuously improve all functions and involve all employees, from the CEO to the assembly line worker. Sometimes in manufacturing, we refer to Kaizen as continuous improvement or change for the better in the United States. Continuous improvement is not limited to manufacturing. It is applicable to every business type and, more importantly, to everyday life. Continuous improvement and change for the better is something that we should all strive for in our personal and professional lives. I hope that after today, you will continue to practice this through making lifelong learning a major part of your life upon graduation. And don't think that lifelong learning just means that you need to gain more degrees, although that's great, depending upon your own individual circumstances. In the very wise words of the Indian philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti, there is no end to education. It is not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. The whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you die, is a process of learning. Thank you and congratulations.
Okay, that was just a little check there. Josh, not to worry, I think the microphone's okay now. So, we now invite Josh Heath. Thank you, Stephanie, very much for those words. And Josh, come on up. We now invite Josh Heath to give the student response. Josh is a fellow graduate of the Design Technology program. Let's welcome Josh.
Hello, fellow students, faculty, and families. I've been asked today to give a brief summary of my journey to Ivy Tech. So my journey to Ivy Tech Community College can be viewed as a long and winding road. Along the way, there were many trials through education, personal hardship, and physical injury. I would like to give a brief overview of my life, starting with one of the most pivotal moments when my mother moved my siblings and I to Indianapolis. Upon my arrival, I had the realization that city life was a world of its own and that my life, at least in the shortcoming, would never be the same. It was a massive culture shock coming from an extremely small town in northwest Arkansas of around 150 people. I had not anticipated the rush everyone had constantly seemed to be in, or just how little people seemed to care about the hardships of those around them. Unwittingly, I was judging those around me based on what I had learned in day-to-day interactions. Aside from cultural shock, I had many trials in my school endeavors. I could not read nor write nor even do simple arithmetic. Despite the fact that I had tested with a high intellect as a young child, I was later found to be severely dyslexic. The school system in Arkansas never bothered to test me and instead placed me in remedial classes and allowed me to play organ trail all day. Due to this, I fell massively behind in school to the point of not being able to read a stop sign at 11 years old. Then we moved to Indiana and I received the help I needed, although I never quite caught up. My struggles in school, among other things, led me to drop out of school my junior year. A year later, I decided I wanted to get more in my life and painstakingly pushed through and received my GED. Yet my academic struggles made me believe that my future was in blue-collar jobs, and for the time, I was okay with that future. Then at age 19, the woman who is now my wife and I had our first child, a beautiful little girl. Before my little girl had even turned a year old, my fiance and I had found out that we were expecting again, and which was exciting and shocking at the same time. A few months later, finding out we were, A few months after finding out we were expecting again, I suffered a gruesome factory accident. I was struck by a forklift, and my injuries led me to 2 knee surgeries and 1 ankle surgery. I still live with the pain from that day. The injury and my children needing me to provide a future forced me to reevaluate my life yet again. I decided to go back to school, unaware that yet more challenges were ahead. I entered into electrical engineering program at ITT Tech, and for a time, things were great. I was getting through the classes and seemed to be grasping most of the knowledge with relative ease. Then one day, during one of my final semesters, I arrived on campus to find the doors to the school chained with a sloppy handwritten note stating the college was closed indefinitely. This was shocking, depressing, and infuriating all at the same time. It almost broke me when I found out that they had lost their accreditation. After a few months, I was tired of sitting around waiting to see what was going to happen at ITT. So I pulled myself up with the support of my family and decided to look for a new school, even if that meant starting from ground zero. I needed to prove a point to my kids that when they get older, no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have to just get up. So I found my way to ITT Tech, Ivy Tech, and entered the School of Design Technology program. I found that I could use my artistic interests plus my mechanical and electrical skills in ways I had never imagined. Suddenly new horizons opened, and the kid who couldn't read at age 11 was now receiving certifications and advanced training and became the lab tech of the IDEA lab here on campus. I finally feel like I have hit my stride. In conclusion, I'd like to thank all those who believed in me through my dark years, especially my family. They believed in me even when I didn't trust myself, and that truly made the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh, for those very inspirational words. We're always so glad to hear when our graduates find their path and their way here at Ivy Tech, and we can send you on to a bright future. We've had folks go on to a bright future, and right now we would like to honor one of them. So at this time, we would like to recognize our distinguished alumni. So Stephanie and Gary, if you would make your way up here. Gary, he graduated from Ivy Tech Community College with not 1, but 2 associate degrees. He earned a graphic design degree in 2013 and an Associate of Fine Arts degree in 2014. Following Ivy Tech, Gary received a BFA in Integrated Studio Practices from the Heron School of Art in 2016. Since finishing his education, Gary has received several awards and has been recognized in the community for his talents. Gary's work has been on display throughout Indianapolis, including the Indianapolis Public Library in February of 2014, and the Art and Soul at the Arts Garden in February of 2018. Gary recently received the Beckman Emerging Artists Fellowship from the Arts Council in Indianapolis for 2019. Gary is a gifted painter and sculptor who creates works on canvas and ceramic sculpture, often using non-traditional substrates and an incongruous mix of different media. His work references urban street art, art history, and hip-hop culture. Gary describes his work as very take charge, with loud, aggressive, and vibrant riffs that pour from his heart and soul. While Gary was a student at Ivy Tech, he created a logo which grew into the t-shirt line that has become quite successful. Gary says of his time as an Ivy Tech student, Ivy Tech prepared me in more ways than I could ever imagine. I found a community of unity and supported Ivy Tech from students to staff. I have learned an arsenal of valuable skills, and I have formed relationships that will last a lifetime. Not to mention that I am still regularly welcomed on campus with open arms. Ivy Tech Community College Indianapolis is proud to honor Gary. He is the 2019 Distinguished Alumni Award winner for all of his accomplishments both in school and beyond. Thank you, Gary and Stephanie. Gary, we are so proud of you and glad to see you here today. We would like to take this opportunity, as we do each year, to recognize those students who have excelled in their studies. Will the graduates who have received a gold honor cord please stand to be recognized as graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude. Is an international honor society for two-year colleges which recognizes and encourages academic achievement. If you are a member of Phi Theta Kappa, please stand. Kappa Beta Delta is a national business honor society which also recognizes academic achievement. If you are a member of Kappa Beta Delta, please stand. Thank you. We are very proud of all of our students and our honor students. At this time, we would like to recognize any veterans or active service members we have with us today. Would any students or audience members who have or are serving our country please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. It is now my privilege and pleasure to invite to the stage for one last time our retiring Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, Dr. Frank Moman, will now present the graduate candidates to the President, the State, and the Regional Board of Trustees.
All candidates for graduation, please stand. That's all of y'all. Sometimes we get a little brain cramp here. You got it. Stay on. You can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees, certificates, either completely or conditionally, are recommended by the faculty of Ivy Tech Community College, Indianapolis, for conferring of the degrees. Graduate candidates, please remain standing for the conferring of the degrees. At this time, I invite President Elsperman to confer the degrees.
Graduates, exercising the authority of the State Board of Trustees, legally vested by the people of Indiana through the General Assembly and the Governor, and delegated by the trustees to the President, and recognizing your nomination by the faculty and with the approval of the administration for having successfully completed the prescribed courses of study, I now confer upon each of you the appropriate degrees and certificates with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereof. Congratulations, graduates. And please be seated.
Doesn't like applause. But that's okay, we're going to applaud anyways. So now's the part we've all been waiting for. Tech Community College graduates to come forward to the platform to receive their degrees and certificates. Carol Shuck, Dean of the Liberal Arts, and Mike Hall, Program Chair of Pre-Engineering, will read the graduates' names. Joining me in extending the college's congratulations will be President Elsperman, a representative dean, academic dean, and program chair, as well as our trustees and our provost.
Design Technology, Jamie Hamilton, Interim Chair. Associate of Applied Science, Joshua Heath. Early Childhood Education, Diane Smith, Chair, School of Arts, Sciences and Education. Rod Brown, Dean. Jennifer Leanne Martin.
Wait till they.
Associate of Science in Pre-Engineering, Gabriela Acevedo. Mechanical Engineering Technology, Braden Barnes, Chair. Matthew Aaron Whitted. Emerson F. Davis III. Manufacturing, Production, and Operations, Gregory Kuhn, Chair. Associate of Applied Science and Manufacturing, Production, Operations, Carrie Bryce.
And you may not.
Timothy Hoy. Industrial Technology, David Blaze, Chair. Associate of Applied Science, Industrial Technology, Gregory Trabu. Heating, Ventilation, and Air Conditioning, Jerry Alderman, Chair. Associate of Applied Science, Rick Lane. Electrical Engineering Technology, Javier Landa Miranda. Justin Hankins. Design Technology, Miranda Monaghan. Shannon Nicole Ackley. Chandra Lozano. Building Construction Technology, Lucas Howard, Chair. Abilene Corrillo. Joshua Biddle. School of Advanced Manufacturing, Engineering and Applied Science, Steve Bardonner, Dean. Automotive Technology, Ron Finney, Chair. Benjamin Clay Curry. Education, Barbara Wiley, Chair. Juliana Ray Sutherland. Anna Nicole Albrand. Rachel Marie Amos. Gretchen Rosemary Klausing. Emma Bowman. Alicia Danielle Gary. Monique LaShawn Matlock. Michelle Berry. Audrey Brown. Alicia Hill. Christy Woodward. Deborah Denise Roberts. Jennifer Lynn Black. Deja LaShaw Taylor. Ana Navarre Gonzalez. Shantae Martin.
Trying to get you beat up again.
Samantha Ray Cicero. Daphne Holland. Melanie Gail Cassell. General Studies, Sherry Moore Chair, Shara Lori Cole. Abby Nicole Fortune. Stephen N. Bates. Valerie F. Davis. Shanice Gowdy. Brianna Lian Fokanen. Amy Cole. Anastasia Nicole Weinkoff. Derek Hanks. Judith Nicole Geisinger. Yuri Esperanza. Katie Hua. Amelia Dyer. Jessica Lee Henry. Brianna Nicole Gonzalez. Madeline Christine Cole. Williams Joseph Carroll. Jair Ezekiel Hernandez. Sierra Suzanne Younghouse. Natasha Askren. Toma S. Martin. Melissa Doctor. Leah E. Cole. Andrea Lattimore. Joseph R. Beeson. Chinook, Abinlaid, Atkinson Lola. Zachary M. Embry. Michael Griffin. Paul Billy Tien Lin. Ayasha Chinambiri. Jacqueline Leah Pridemore. Stephanie Lynn Gibson. Fabrice Bizimana. Taiwo Olamoraju Olenfinisawo. Ravina Singh. Software Development, Stephen Carver, Assistant Chair. Jason Morgan Snyder. Christopher Wynn. Zoe Rose Goodman. Igramula Kaskadli. Sophia Chun. School of Information Technology, Kevin Keithley Dean. Alan Lewis Department Chair. Computer Science, Greg Lee Assistant Chair. Jacob Gregory Sprinkle. Psychology, Sarah Shaler, Chair. Associate of Science, Samantha Smith. Jennifer M. Brown. Heather Vasquez. Marcus Z. Rainey.
Liberal Arts, Sherry Moore, Chair. Azalea Vina. Ruben Moffett. Brooke Dorson. Deshaun Smith. Juliana Simmons. Bowie Ni Parr. Sophia Julia. Van Hanem. Carlos Rodriguez. Rolanda Kale. Sarah Hashlafi. Dewey Locke Fawn. Ekundeo Shukwura. Stephen Teckler. Deborah Reyes. Trin Vo. Jessica Mayberry. Robert Iveranen. Teresa Burdine. Michelle Long. Akwaziki Firi. Austin Barker. Jordan Parham. Supply Chain Management Logistics, Beryl Yancey, Chair. Tammy Lefton. Carl Thompson. Jennifer Friedel. Benny Butoki. Business Administration, Berdina Gamble. Patricia Clardy. Maria Stennis. Iris Song. Lauren Duncan. Herman Tesfalde. Brett Mason. Gabrielle Dawson. Miranda Howson. Michelle Holt.
Yes, sir.
Tricia White. School of Public Affairs and Social Services, Julius Edwards Dean. Criminal Justice, Deborah Hanson, Chair. Chelsea Daniels. Shannon Mason.
We love you, Shannon.
Keely Getz Logan. Brianne Pugh. Kimberlyn Craney. Visual Communication, John Perez, Chair. John Henry Sadak, Jr. Paul Russell. Brett Jones. Jeffrey Howard.
Yeah, boy.
Sarah Lovejoy. Brianna Hawkins. Andrew Evelyn. School of Health Sciences, Lester Fowler, Dean. Patient Care Technician, Terry Fleming, Chair. Brooke Conley. Stephen Alexander Todd II. Lorraine Cushenberry. Brittany Havens. Berna Coleman. Human Services, Carcer Dennis, Chair. Elena Watson. Jeanette Orozco Artega. Alexis Stevenson. Ya Otara. Kone Hudson. Lafrietta Norris. Tracy Gibson.
Let's go, Mama! Love you!
Did you yell anything? No, I did not.
Courtney Tinnen.
No, I don't do that.
Ayan K. Russell Jr. Hospitality Administration, Jeffrey Bricker, Chair. Cheyenne Vance. Sheila Wesley. Grace Brown. Samantha Urban. Harley Canavat. Soha Keeter. Donna Morris.
All right, Donna.
McKinley Boone.
can't get in trouble for
That
you.
was the wrong person.
Angelica Griffin.
Service guys like to keep a low profile.
Number 7.
Jinlu Gakuba.
Oh,
I know, right?
oh, well. He knows I'm crazy.
Johanna Stankovic. Allison Burton.
Business Administration, Rhonda Taylor, Chair. Iovi Kampananu. Felicia Clemens. School of Business, Logistics and Supply, Chair. Accounting, Harry Gray, Chair. Justin N. Turner.
Yeah, did I embarrass you? Woo!
Victoria Rivera. Sadiq Babatunde. Timothy Paul Peterson. Library Technical Assistant Susan Manon, Chair. Jacqueline Michelle Cooper. Legal Studies Laura Odell, Chair. Sydney Larabi. Crystal Williams. Janneke Olson. Brittany Ann Jenkins. Teresa M. Whitlock. Brittany Wagner. Carly-Ann Habermail. Grace Elizabeth Gilbert. Savannah Marie Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the last graduating class of 2018.
We will now wait for all of our graduates to get back in place. We truly do want to thank you all for being with us today. We still have a few more special moments, but they're snapping the last photographs out in the hallway, and I think we're all back into our seats. So I will invite Dr. John Powell, Vice Chancellor of Student Success, to lead the graduates in the tassel turning ceremony.
Graduates, please rise. As a symbol of your transition from student to graduate, please turn your tassels from right to left.
All right, let's give one more round of applause to our graduates. stand and give a round of applause to your friends and family. And graduates, just stay standing. I'm not going to make you sit down again because I'm simply going to say that we are so proud of all of you. Thank you all for attending this year's commencement ceremony. I want to encourage all of you, wait a minute, you're not graduates anymore, now you're alumni. These alumni are a testament to the fact that Ivy Tech can and does change lives. Thank you all for your participation in this important milestone today, and congratulations to our class of 2018. As an alum, you are now a member of the Alumni Association, serving more than 500,000 alumni statewide. We ask that all the guests remain seated until the faculty and the graduates have recessed. You can meet your graduate out in the lobby. At this time, we will begin the recessional. Thank you all for coming, and have a happy and wonderful holiday season.